Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's me, T-Bone, from the LUNSB Show with T-Bone and Chick Brew. It's Sunday morning. It's 10:30. It's time for Supplemental. That's right. Every Sunday morning, we get together and we do three things. We talk about your national days of the week. We talk about a comedy, a community, or charity note that we want to share with you. And we wrap it all up with This Week in History. Trivia style. Those of you who missed out on last night's midget wrestling all-stars at the Harrisburg Comedy Zone, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you missed that level of entertainment. If you don't understand what midget wrestling is, then you don't understand that these are little people with gigantic performances. They are so fun. And I'm sorry you missed out on that. My screen that I need to see has disappeared. Let me put that back up. It is back up. I got it back up. I'm such a good boy. If you're watching on Facebook and not watching on TikTok, because I couldn't get the TikTok to work. I just can't. I got an aging, elderly computer here that is still blue spinning. It's blue circle spinning. It needs to be put into a home. Maybe I need to buy another computer. No, stop it. Don't tempt me with those good ideas, because this is the one that still has Microsoft on it. It costs too much to own Microsoft anymore. So if you've got a computer with Microsoft in it, it may be very trying. But it's worth it. Okay. Enough of that. Let's take a quick sip, and then we'll get things started. Sorry, I've been running around watching Ferrari not win the race. Oh, yeah, and Cadillac not finishing the race. Because, you know. Let's get things started with your national days of the week. Starting with tomorrow, mañana, domani, Monday, June 29th. It's National Junk Food Day. Now, I can get behind that. I can get behind, because it's a national day of celebration of junk food. Who am I? Who am I to say no thank you? This is the day when you can have some junk food, because it's a national day to celebrate such junk food. If you had, you do have the choice on Monday to enjoy your favorite junk food. What would it be? How would you indulge yourself while celebrating this national day out of remembrance for National Junk Food? How would you celebrate National Junk Food Day? Because I got to tell you, I've not had a fast food in a very long time. A real fast food, like greasy, cheesy fast food that after you eat it, you're like, I probably shouldn't have done that. That's not good for my everything. It's not good for my cholesterol or blood sugars or all of the things. It's just not good. What is? Because that's what junk food is, right? Junk food is the food that you eat, and afterwards you're like, I should have passed on that. As I ask the question, I'm rolling the answer through my brain, and my brain says, like a Wendy's Baconator, like a triple stacked, just an unhinge your jaw moment of deliciousness. I don't even know if they make the Baconator in a triple stack, but I know Wendy's does do a triple stack, and it's a lot of meat. And a lot of cheese and a lot of bun, and you gotta unhinge the jaw to get your mouth wrapped around it. Oh, I want to, man. I want to experience that bite again. Wendy's? Can you make it safer? Can you make the deliciousness of that patty just a little safer, just a little less blood sugars and a little less cholesterols, or import some things that counteract the things? I talk about fat math all the time and how, that's easy. You eat a triple stacked Baconator and you drink a Diet Coke and it's 0 calories. Or you eat food made in China that the label is indecipherable. Those are 0 calories. I want to go to Wendy's on Monday and enjoy a triple stacked something. Just want a mouthful of meat. That's what I want. Nom, nom. What do you want? On Monday, June 29th, National Junk Food Day. Man, I got my hopes up there. Too much cholesterol on that burger. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying before you tuned in. Thanks for pointing out what I've already pointed out. Let me type in something here real quick because I don't have time to look this stuff up. Please add the dates to the national days of the week so I don't have to use my brain. Isn't that what AI is all about? I don't want to use my brain anymore. And then the days are way off. Way off. July? Question mark. How about, so that could be all jacked up. Starting on 29 June. All right, so let's be honest. I was watching the Formula One race, and I wanted to be here for you, but I wanted to be there for that, and I kind of rushed the setup. So, although Junk Food Day I thought was great, I thought I did a great job there. Tomorrow is not freaking Junk Food Day. Because AI, once again, look, AI is a fantastic tool, okay? It does great things. But you got to double check it all the time. All the time. I recently was in a hurry. I needed to get something done. And I did up the thing, and I so briefly just checked it. And it was like, yeah, that's exactly what I want to say. Ship, send. And then when things calmed down, I went back to look at what I sent, and I was like, oh no, my AI wrote checks that myself couldn't cash. And I went to AI, I was like, what are you doing, man? We can't do any of the things that you just said that we could do. And it's like, yeah, sorry. AI loves to apologize when it gets it wrong. Like, when the world ends in a nuclear disaster because AI made a mistake, someone's going to say, what happened? And AI is going to be like, oh, my bad. So with my bad, we got a new set of things. So let's take it from the top. Man, I really hate to waste that National Fast Food Day. That was a good one. From the top. Monday, June 29th, is National Waffle Iron Day. Now, a big waffle has interjected more than once in the things that we do. We've seen Big Waffle with not one, but two National Waffle Days throughout the year. But I've never seen, or I have forgotten that I saw, National Waffle Iron Day. Now, the wonderful thing about a waffle iron is you take the waffle ingredients, which is just pancake mix, and you put it on the griddle there, and then you close up the waffle, and it cooks it through and through. But for some reason, they always give us the option of turning it over, as if that matters. It doesn't. A waffle iron cooks on the top and it cooks on the bottom. So if you just leave it in that simple configuration, it be cooked. I sold a waffle iron to a family that needed it. I owned a waffle iron thinking I could impress my beautiful betrothed with my waffle making abilities. Turns out she could care less if I can make waffles or not. So after one or two I love you, here's a waffle experiments, it sat in a box never to be used again. And then when I was doing my 60-second sales, I decided to sell that waffle iron, and one of the pitches that I made for it was that it's great for a family with children. Let go my ego, you say. Well, here's a waffle iron. Make your own. I forget that I like waffles. And not Legos. I don't like Lego my Legos. I don't like those. I like an old school continental breakfast, staying in an expensive hotel, pour the pancake batter on the waffle iron waffles. Those are my fave. A little syrup, little of that. We made a mistake and we did the wrong day of the week earlier that most people won't see, but now I feel like it kind of tracks. Anyway, celebrate it however you want. Monday, June 29th, National Waffle Iron Day. Moving on. I saw a comment. Let me guess, you sold it to some Amish people. Funny. He's funny. La 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 la. Outfit of the day. No. Ooh, let's try that. Let's try that. I don't think I've done that before. Tuesday, June 30th, is National Handshake Day. I chose this as one of my options because I think it needs to be remembered that there is a way to shake a person's hand. Now, there are different ways to shake people's hands, but those people are categorically different. You and your homies, you shake hands differently, okay? That may be a fist bump. That may be a old grab and tug, but generally, in the business world, we don't do those things. We shake hands like a man. We extend our hand as such, as such, and we grasp not hard, but hard enough. Hard enough to let you know I'm a man. And you shake firmly. 1, 2. Done. You don't pull them in for a hug. You don't grab them by the forearm like you're a gladiator. You don't do any of those things. It's a firm, manly handshake. That's what a handshake is. Now, again, we're talking in the business world. Now, if a woman extends her hand to you, you do the same thing, but with a lot less pressure. Like almost no pressure. Like she extends her hand to you, well, now you're committed, okay? Number one, if you're seated, stand up. Never shake someone's hand sitting down. Always stand. Number two, always shake with your right hand, even if you're left-handed, unless you're an amputee. Amputees are the only ones with an excuse to shake with their other hand. Now, if you're shaking a woman's hand, you treat the hand as you would treat the woman. Gently. You don't power grab. You touch. It's nice to meet you too. Stand and touch. That's what you do. That's how you do it. These are the rules. Now, how you shake hands with people that you are way more familiar with, that's completely up to you. You can hand jive all you want, and you can fist bump and heel bump and elbow that. I don't care. But in polite society, in a business realm or with dealing with strangers, the initial handshake with a stranger should always be what I'll call the classico. Okay? It's the classic handshake. You extend your hand, you shake their hand, 1, 2, you let go. No longer than 2. I hate people who hold on to my hand for the very first time. I don't know you. You know what? Even if I do know you, let go of my hand. The fact that I'm shaking your hand is a step above, because I don't like touching people anymore. I don't like people to touch anymore. There's one person in the world I want to touch, and I want to touch her all the time. But the rest of the people's, I don't want to touch at all. I don't want to hug. It's so funny. I got hugged by someone recently, and those around me know I don't like to be hugged. And when we lost Zeus, I didn't take it well, and I'm still not taking it well. To this day, I'm not taking it well. But someone, bless their heart, they hugged me, and I felt so awkward. It was genuine, right? It was someone acting out of niceness. I get it, but I didn't like it. And just as much as I don't like when someone holds my hand after I shake their hand, 1, 2, let go of my hand. You want to get punched in the throat? Do the finger thing. Do the little finger thing. I want to punch you so hard if you do the finger thing. And if you don't know what the finger thing is, congratulations. You've lived a good life. But if you know what the finger thing is, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I hate the finger thing. And this went better than I thought it would be. For Tuesday, June 30th, National Handshake Day. What do you got to say down there? Give me some pound, Dap. And then it was July. I'm going to do this one. Because I have friends that are postal workers. Sorry, didn't mean to give that away. Wednesday, July 1st, is National Postal Worker Day. Remember when they were just called mailmen? It was a term of endearment that we used with all of the people that did the mails. They were the mailmen. Oh, but there's women. That's okay. They're male women, but they're still men. See, women, men, still in the title, mailmen. They're good. They're easy. And then, if you'll remember, once upon a time, the mailmen decided to rise up and kill everyone they work with. It was so common for a short period of time that the phrase going postal meant shooting up everybody that you work with. They did some internal things, they fixed some things, and going postal is still a phrase that is used, but actually going postal is not something the mailmen do anymore. Now, that may be because they started calling them postal workers. Maybe that was the lever and the axiom that decided that they no longer needed to shoot up the place because they're all being duly represented with postal worker language. I have friends that are postal workers, and I believe they're both normal-ish. They go to work, they do their job, they have the same trials and tribulations that everybody has at their jobs. Slightly different because they're outside more and they're driving around and they're doing things. But as I listen to their experience, never once have I thought, glad I don't work with those two because it's only a matter of time before they go postal. Never thought of that. Now, another thing I didn't know is that the Parks Casino in Shippensburg really likes postal workers. And for Postal Worker Appreciation Day, which is July the 1st, they'll give you money to come to the casino. So if you're getting your mail a little late on Wednesday, July the 1st, it may be, I would love, please someone capture all of the postal worker units. I don't know what they call them. A normal person would call them a truck, but now they got some electronic. Look, Amazon has Amazon trucks, okay? And we all know what an Amazon truck looks like. And at one point in our lives, we all know what a postal truck looked like. But now they're doing the EV and they're Ubering mail. they got DoorDash drivers delivering your mail these days. And as I said that became even funnier. And Damien, you know why. Congratulations on the new gig, my friend. You are overqualified for it. Think about that and going postal on July the 1st. National Postal Worker Day. Moving on. Buy them some ammo for the AKs when they go postal. Robert's got them this morning. He's got a lot of them. La 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 la. Ooh. Ha ha. La 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 la. No. We'll do this. Sip of water and then we'll do this. What is it called? Let me quick research. Let me find out what this is called in Italian. I can't remember right now. No, that's not right. Now I don't want to do it because I can't remember the word. There's a word that I'm looking for. So that leads to this. Thursday, July 2nd, is National I Forgot Day. Oh, look at me, I forgot. What a great day to forget. Hello, Jessica, good to see you. What a great day for me, personally. Why? I'll tell you why, because that's my anniversary. On July the 2nd, my in-laws got married, and on July the 2nd, we got married, but it's also National I Forgot Day. So then I can legally forget my anniversary. I mean, I wouldn't. You shouldn't. That's a bad idea, okay? Unless your marriage is going downhill, you should never forget the day you convince her to say yes. Or in the very rare instance, you convinced him to say yes. I don't know if that happens very often. But if you get someone to marry you, you should remember that day all the time. Unless, coincidentally, you got married on National I Forgot Day. I won't be forgetting. I can't be forgetting because I like her. I want to keep her around. And I feel like stage one of ending the relationship is forgetting the fact that, this is the day it all started. I remember all of the days, like the day I first saw her and the day we first kind of got to know each other, and then the day I proposed, and the day we married. So I won't forget these things. I'll forget all the other things, like what anisette is called in Italian. I'll forget that, and that's the reason I didn't do that. I'll forget that on Tuesday. Thursday. I forgot what day it was. On Thursday, July the 2nd. National I Forgot Day. Real quickly, the best headline the New York Post has ever done. I love the New York Post, and their headlines are amazing. And there was a guy that was testifying against John Gotti. And then when he gets to court, he doesn't remember nothing because now he knows who he's testifying against, and it'd be a bad idea, okay? So the headline of the New York Post was, I forgot he. I will never forget that. I will never forget that. On Tuesday, July 2nd. Freaking Thursday, July 2nd. National I Forgot-y Day. Moving on, and to your comments. Oh, yes. Okay. All right. Perfect day. Me also. I love to forget all the time. All right. Friday, July the 3rd. Independence Day Eve, if you will, is National Fried Clam Day. All of the creatures in the sea that are slimy, I prefer fried. I do. It's not good for you. I'm aware. I know. Cooking things in high temperature oil is not good for you. I get it. And there's no oil out there that's good. There's no safe boiling oil. I wish there was. They make oil from rapeseed, which I think is the funniest name for a seed. But couldn't rapeseed be like, we gave it a bad name, but the positive effects are there's no cholesterol. You can have as much stuff fried in rapeseed as you want because we gave it a bad name, but it's got good effects. Give me all of the thing. I don't, if it's slimy, I've eaten it. That sounded so bad. If it comes from the ocean in a shell, a crustacean-ish kind of thing, if you know what I'm saying, okay? I eat it. I've eaten it. But since my friend Joe went blind from eating oysters on a half shell that were bad, I've never eaten slimy things again. But if you fry those critters, I can't think of anything that isn't better fried. Is there anything that you dip in boiling oil that doesn't come out more tasty? So clams, I do still eat mussels, but they're steamed, they're cooked. They're just cooked in a different way. I've never eaten a raw mussel. Steamed mussels, they pop open when you cook them. I like some mussels. I like fried clams. But the thing with fried clams is they always come out in like tiny little strips of tastiness. Yay. Give me some fried squid, some fried octopi, fried oysters, fried fries. Give me all of the fried things, to include fried clams. On Friday, July the 3rd, National Fried Clams Day. Moving on. Ba-ba-da-ba-bum-bum. I can't wait to chew me some fried chicken. The best fried chicken comes with risk. You've heard me say it before. The best ethnic food comes with a certain degree of risk. If you want the best fried chicken in your area, you have to risk getting robbed while buying the chicken. Because it ain't Popeyes. It ain't KFC's. It's usually a Church's. A Church's in the hood with a bulletproof glass. That's how they serve you. They put your chicken in a Lazy Susan bulletproof encased box and they spin it around. That's how you know you're getting the good stuff. I do like hood chicken, man. It's just the best. I don't know where my hood chicken joint is here. What was it? Yard Pimp? I think Yard Pimp was a place in Jacksonville. He was a chicken, and he was pimped out, man. He had his purple suit on, his big old pimp hat, and he had a cane. He was the most ghetto chicken you could imagine, and it was delicious. Let's get away from that. I am way off where I should be. Yes, fried dogfish. Excellent memory there, Robert. We did enjoy the dogfish. It was one of my favorite things. If people were visiting me, I'd take them to go have some dogfish. Oh, so good. God, I want to eat food now. We all know that July the 4th is Independence Day, and it's the America's 250th, so I'm not going to use that one. Motion detected at my garage. What is she doing? Let's do this, because I used to be a salad chef. Saturday, July 4th, is National Caesar Salad Day. Did you know that Caesar salad is no longer made with anchovies? And when I was making Caesar salad, tanti anni fa, we used anchovies in the mix. That's what made it a true Caesar salad. You know, you don't have much. You got your romaines. You got some pomodoris. You got some onions. I don't remember what the Italian word for onions is. I forgot. Yeah, you don't have much. You got some croutons. And what makes a Caesar salad the Caesar salad is the dressing on top of which and there is anchovies. But somewhere along the way, they stopped putting anchovies in Caesar salads. And they stopped making anchovies an option in pizza. Now, for you younger people, you don't know what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is a little tiny smelt. It's a tiny little fish. It's salted. It's tasty and delicious. And they were the bane. Long before people hated on pineapple pizza, people hated on anchovies on pizza. But if you can find it, it's like the A-Team. If you need them and if you can find them, anchovies just had a fantastic salty flavor that you're all missing out on. Those who let the anchovies go by the wayside have failed all of you, especially those of you that like Caesar salad. And think about that on Saturday, July the 4th, National Caesar Salad Day. What is she doing? Outside, she's doing something. Ooh. I'm doing it. Because if I'm lucky, well, I'm going to see someone. Yes. Sunday, July the 5th, is National Bikini Day. I like a bikini. Well, do I really like bikinis? Or do I like the memory I have of bikinis? Because I lived in Italy. And I lived in Spain. And there, the bikini is a thing, but more importantly, only half of it is worn. It just makes for a nice day. It just makes for such a nice day. I don't know why in America, land of the free, home of the brave, we don't have more people just half bikini. You know what I mean? Because, and much like the handshake that we talked about earlier, there's etiquette involved, okay? If a woman is gracious enough to only wear half of the bikini, she's saying you can look, but don't be weird about it. That's what she's saying. Even if she's wearing a full bikini, I think the implied consent is you can look, but don't make it weird. You know? Don't ogle. How many times have you used that word? Don't ogle them. You look and you're happy because it only takes a second. It only takes 1 second of like, thank you. And then, avoid looking further, longer. Again, you just look, you smile, and you look away. These are the rules, whether it's a half bikini or whether it's a full bikini. And on Sunday, July the 5th, I'm going to be in a place where I should be seeing bikinis. And I will apply these rules. I will look. I will store that away. And I will turn my gaze in a different direction. And I may smile this way, or I may smile this way. I'm going to smile because it makes me happy to see the things that bikinis have in them. I don't know why she keeps talking. I have no idea why my AI keeps talking. If you could find a way next Sunday, July the 5th, get yourself in a position to view a bikini on National Bikini Day. Moving on. La 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 means I need water. There we go. I have to go all the way back up there. I need water. I need water. You hush your mouth, boy. That is not the reason why. There are plenty of people in America that are not obese. There are people in America that should be wearing bikinis. And you know it. Not everyone is fat. Like me. And now, it's time for your Char. Char. Comedy, community, charity. Note. We have been pushing it, and we will continue to push it. I'm even going to sweeten the pot a little bit. Okay. On July 17th and 18th, and the 2 weeks following that, every Friday and Saturday, is the 4th annual Harrisburg's Hilarious Competition. 64 comedians battling out for your votes to be acknowledged as the funniest comedians in the area and to be crowned Harrisburg's Hilarious. Really looking forward to this competition. It's the best run competition that I've ever seen. It only costs $10 to get in the door. If you're a fan of the show, all you got to do is lean in to the proprietor and say, T-Bone sent me, and you can get in for free. The first person on Friday and the first person on Saturday to say T-Bone sent me and to get in for free, I will sweeten the pot with a $10 BJ. That's right. My favorite place to shop, BJ's Wholesale Club. I have 2 gift cards, $10. The first Friday and the first Saturday person to say T-Bone sent me not only will get in for free, but will get a $10 BJ card. So log in now, buy your tickets now. You can buy your tickets in advance. I don't care. Plan your weekend. July 17th, July 18th, Harrisburg Comedy Zone, 110 Lime Kiln Road. You can find more information at harrisburgcomedyzone.com. But plan to come out and enjoy live comedy at its finest. It's Harrisburg's Hilarious, the 4th annual Harrisburg's Hilarious. I can't wait to see you there. I can't wait for the competition to begin. I'm really looking forward. I've been watching these young, talented comedians grow, and I can't wait for the competition myself, and I want you to be there with me. So free to get in if you say the phrase that pays. And if you're the first one on Friday, and you're the first one to say on Saturday, you can get yourself a $10 BJ gift card. There we go. I got some laughter out of that. That's what I'm looking for. And that has been your Char comedy, community, or charity note. And now we move into the fan favorite portion of the show. This Week in History, trivia style. Now, my dashboard there is popping up and down on how many viewers that I have. And it went to 0 even though there were comments being made, which is strange. But I don't know who's watching right now. And the last I knew, it was at least James, Jessica, and Robert. But much like last week, whether you're watching it live or you're watching this in the future, I'm just going to roll through these. I will give a reasonable amount of time for anyone that's watching to play along. And if they get a chance, they get a chance. If they don't, they don't. It's not on me, okay? I read the question, I give you the multiple choice answers, and it is your job to answer them, whether it be now or in the future. If there's a lot of participation, you're going to crush it this week, he says. If there's a lot of participation, I will hold off giving my answers because I don't want you to cheat and just agree with me. Question number 1. In 1971, what famous concert for Bangladesh became the first major benefit concert? 1971, what famous concert for Bangladesh became the first major benefit concert? Was it Piece Together, the Concert for Bangladesh, Live Aid, or Farm Aid? Those are your 4 multiple choice options. Again, the questions are set to medium difficulty. In 1971, what famous concert for Bangladesh became the first major benefit concert? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Miss Jessica. I don't know why, and I'm sorry. I'm looking at live. I could see that I'm live. I don't know why your live isn't loading. Okay, again, 1971, famous concert for Bangladesh became the first major benefit concert. Was it Piece Together, the Concert for Bangladesh, Live Aid, or Farm Aid? I have my answer. I am writing my answer down. I am not going to share my answer with you until later. Robert says Bangladesh. He could be right. He could be wrong. Question number 2. Which American astronaut became the first person to drive a rover on the moon during this week in history? Which American astronaut became the first person to drive a rover on the moon during this week in history? Was it Neil Armstrong, David Scott, Alan Shepard, or Gene Cernan? This one, you got to think about this for a second. What do we know about the first people to land on the moon? A giant leap for man, one step for man, giant leap for mankind, right? We know that. We see them bouncing around. Maybe they played some golf. Did they bring the rover with them on the first mission? Did landing on the moon and getting out of the vehicle and then getting home safely, was that the priority, or was it, was it driving a rover on the moon? I personally don't think they took a rover on the first mission. I think the first mission was complicated enough. Go 250,000 miles in that direction, land, get back up in the air, and come back. I think that was the first mission. So I don't think it was Armstrong or Shepard. So that leaves me with Scott or Cernan. And because I know a David Scott, I'm putting that down as my answer. I say that because I don't, like the first one, I'm pretty, Cernan. Robert's going to go with Gene. Answer D. Okay. Question number 3. In 1790, which U.S. city officially became the nation's first capital under the new Constitution? Now, 1790 is not 250 years ago. It's a little less than 250 years ago. But in 1790, the capital of the United States of America was not Washington, D.C. Where was it? Here are your options. Was it Philadelphia, New York City, Baltimore, or Boston? In 1790, what U.S. city became the nation's first capital under the new Constitution? Was it Philadelphia, New York City, Baltimore, or Boston? My answer is that. You can answer now or in the future. Question number 4. What famous mystery author disappeared for 11 days during This Week in History? What famous mystery author disappeared for 11 days? I don't like that this week it gave me this stupid during This Week in History. I don't like that. And I will tell it such later. What famous mystery author disappeared for 11 days? Was it Dorothy Sayers? Famous mystery author. Agatha Christie, Mary Higgins Clark, or Sue Grafton? Mel Brooks is a hilarious answer. Robert answers the previous question with Philly. Not a bad guess. I have a good idea who the famous author that went missing for 11 days is, and I'm going to put my answer down there. I will read you mine at the end. Your choices are Dorothy Sayers, Agatha Christie, Mary Higgins Clark, or Sue Grafton. Which famous mystery author disappeared for 11 days? Question number 5. What company introduced the first practical home air conditioner during... Nope, just there. Just leave it there. What company introduced the first practical home air conditioner? Was it General Electric, Carrier, Westinghouse, or Frigidaire? What company introduced the first practical home air conditioner? Carrier, General Electric, Westinghouse, or Frigidaire? Robert's answer to the previous question is Agatha Christie, even though he spelled it like Christy the Clown, which is funny, if you ask me. I have my answer for this question. I believe it to be. I am doubting myself, but I'm still going to go with this. Because I also want to go 7 for 7. I want to get 7 questions correct. Because it makes me happy. Question number 6. In 1981, MTV launched what was the first music video? This one, Robert's going to go with Carrier on the previous question. This one is so well known that I'm not going to give you your multiple choice options. It's 1981. MTV goes live. What is the first video they play? I can't stop thinking about the song in my head because I know the answer. I'm not going to tell you the answer. I'm not even going to tell you the options that you have available. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you the 3 options that are the wrong answer. I'm going to let you see Take On Me by Aha, Billie Jean by Michael Jackson, and Hotel California by the Eagles were the 3 incorrect answers that AI provided in the multiple choice options. But the correct answer, I'm not giving you. Either you know it or you don't know it. But it was the very first video played by Music Television. Either you know it or you don't. And finally, question number 7. What famous bridge, a famous bridge you say, officially opened this week in 1937? What famous bridge opened in 1937? Was it the Brooklyn, the Mackinac? I think it's pronounced Mackinac. My friend Beer Snob Dave would let me know. Mackinac. I think it's pronounced Mackinac. Brooklyn, Mackinac, Golden Gate, or the Chesapeake Bay Bridge? Robert guesses like a virgin on the previous question. Wrong. So wrong. You wrong. So wrong. Again, what famous bridge opened up in 1937? Was it the Brooklyn Bridge, the Mackinac, the Golden Gate, or the Chesapeake Bay Bridge? My answer is going to be this one. Robert is going to go with the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. Okay. I don't believe that is correct. I type in the word answers, please. Now, I'm going to quickly go back and let you know what my answers were, as it gives me the answers for the questions. I chose I chose fruit pie. All right, for, sometimes the answer is in the question. For the very first question, I chose the concert for Bangladesh because it was for Bangladesh. That was why I reasoned that. Question 2, I chose David Scott because I know a David Scott and I like him. Question 3, I chose Philadelphia because it's right around the corner. Question 4, Agatha Christie. Question 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I went with General Electric. I don't know about that one. I don't know about the other ones either. 1981, MTV launched Video Killed the Radio Star. That was their very first video that they played. And I chose Golden Gate Bridge, opening in 1937. Why? Because it's famous. Mackinac, I don't even know how to pronounce it. Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel, because it's a bridge and a tunnel. It goes up and it goes down. I hate that place. I hate the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel, although it does save you a ton of driving around. Golden Gate or Brooklyn were the options, and I'm pretty sure Brooklyn was in place long before 1937. That's why I chose the Golden Gate Bridge. Here we go with the answers. Answer number 1 was the concert for Bangladesh. Ding, ding, ding. I mean, literally, it was in the question. Question number 2, David Scott. Ha 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 ha! My reasoning worked out well. Plus, I know someone named David Scott, so that was great. Question number 3, New York City. 1790, the capital of the United States of America was New York City. I should have known that. Should have known that, but my proximity to Philadelphia made me want to choose Philadelphia. It served as the first capital under the Constitution before the government moved to Philadelphia and then later to Washington, D.C. Thank you for that little add-on there. Question number 4 was, in fact, Agatha Christie. Her disappearance began in early December 1926 and is one of history's great literary mysteries. She took 11 days off in 1926. She didn't have a cell phone. She just took some time off. But she disappeared for 11 days because that makes better copyright, I guess. I hate you. What government agency was established? No, that wasn't even. What company introduced the first practical air conditioner during this week in history? The company best known for making practical home air conditioners was, in fact, Carrier. And I chose incorrectly. Disappointment! So much disappointment. And finally, no, not finally. Question number 6. Video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles. True, that's what it was. That was the song that was the very first video played on music television. And finally, the famous bridge opened up in 1937 was not the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel system, as Robert would think. It was, in fact, the Gate of Golden. The Golden Gate Bridge opened in 1937. So 6 out of 7. Carrier. No, 5 out of 7. I got Carrier, and I also got New York City wrong. But again, question number 2, they didn't put a buggy on the moon until Apollo 15. So the first time we landed on the moon was Apollo 11. So it was 4 missions later before they said, you know what would be cool? If we brought a car with us. That'd be cool. Anyway, that's going to wrap things up. This has been the Supplemental, an addition, an add-on, an addendum to your regularly scheduled LUNSB Show. And a new taping of that begins soon. So I remind you today, as I remind you every day, just be the best person that you can be. And if you were a great person today, be an even better person tomorrow. Chick Bruce sends her love. LUNSB.